Hello world, it's Lonnie Ray with Pomeroy TV, and before we get into our action figure review, why haven't you subscribed yet? Why haven't you hit that notification bell so you guys can see all the videos as soon as we put them up? That's what you guys want to do. Today, we are reviewing Agito Makishima. Today, we are reviewing the Son of Kronos. Today, we are reviewing Guyver 3. Can you tell about my excitement? I'm super excited to be reviewing this figure for you guys. Guyver is one of my all-time favorite animes ever, so having Guyver 3 here in my collection now is just it's just exciting. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. When we look at the front here, you can see that it has the traditional Figma window, so you can see a couple of accessories in the figure there. This is number 333 in the Figma series. That's what the top looks like. This is what the side looks like, and you can see this really nice clean shot of Agito Makishima there. On the back, you have some various poses and a lot of Japanese calligraphy on there. You see the Guyver unit, you can see the Mega Smashers, you can see him doing his hyper cannon there. A whole bunch of awesome stuff. Here's another picture of Agito Makishima there. Oh man. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get right into this one. Alright, here he is out of the packaging and onto his stand, and there is so much to love about this figure. The paint app especially. You can see that there's these really high gloss parts in there, and then that black is kind of matte, but it still has this really nice shine to it. And it just lets you know that there's a different texture here than there is there. And there's a lot of detail in the helmet part and everything like that. So everything on here is just so clean. It's just a really beautiful figure. Talking about paint detail, just looking at the helmet and the head, there's a lot of detail that you really can't see if you're just if you're not paying attention to it. So if you look at the eyes are kind of translucent, like they kind of have a glow once you get them in the light just right. The control metal is this high gloss silver, and there's even a little laser beam cannon right there that is a very nice green emerald looking color. The sensors are also painted in that high silver color, and then the metal right here is also painted in that high gloss silver color. So that's pretty much it as far as like the other paint apps that you see on here. Everything else is going to be this really like dark brown red and this black. The black is kind of painted where it looks matte. It still has a really high gloss to it, but when compared to the brown spots, the brown, it kind of has this pearlescence color to it. Like it kind of just glows a little bit more than what you see here on the black. And that's pretty much all up and down this whole figure. I feel like when they molded it in this translucent color, and that's evidenced by like right here. I don't know if you could see that, but there is some wear right there, and you kind of see this really deep blue glow to that. So I feel like it was painted in this it was molded in this translucent plastic, and then those browns and then these rich blacks were all painted on. So be careful if you think that it's going to smudge. Also, when you open up the chest part and you see the Mega Smashers, you can see that the inside of those Mega Smashers are painted really nice as well. These really high gloss, or these really rich yellows and greens inside there that really kind of make it look like, I don't know, a lime, but it just looks really clean inside there. And I don't know if you can see it, but I do have some paint on the inside of this see-through part that I can't get off. It's on the inside, so that's like the only QC issue that I've noticed with this figure so far. Here's a question for you guys. Do you like your figures pointy and spiky? Well, if you do, Guyver 3 has a lot of points and spikes that pretty much when you try to move it around, just so you know that these spikes, they're pretty pointy and they will poke you. So just be a little bit careful when you're handling this figure. As far as other parts of the sculpt, it's just done so cleanly. And if you look at all of the other Figma figures that they have, like they just really have attention to detail. They really do a lot to make it look like its anime counterpart, and this is no exception. When I recall the manga, there are times when Guyver 3 has this really black look to him. There's other times when he has this really deep navy blue or this royal blue color to kind of contrast with the inside there. And there's times where this brown part is a little bit red in my recollection, but this is a really good rendition of that. It kind of has all of those different kind of color variants into the figure that kind of makes it mesh as one, and it's still distinguishable. If I look at this, I know that this is Guyver 3, and the paint and then the brown paint there, like I know that this is a Guyver 3 color scheme. So that's really cool. Good job, Figma. This is one of my favorite figures that I've seen so far. On the back, a lot of detail there. These brown lines here are sculpted in really nice, and then the armor part has a lot of chisel and carving in there, and it's just done so well. Even in the helmet or the head part, there's just a lot of fine sculpt and detail there that you really won't be able to see unless you're actually looking at it and appreciating this figure. Like they just done so much to do little details that just make this such an important part of this figure. Guyver 3 stands at about 6 inches and 3/4 of an inch. It's a pretty tall figure. And when I compare him to Guyver 1 from the same series, Guyver 1 is a little bit shorter, almost about 6 inches from the very top of his spike right here. So he is, I would say, in scale with Guyver 1, just as far as he just doesn't have, or he's much taller. And I kind of already messed my Guyver 3 up. Like, I stopped and I took a break while filming, and I laid my Guyver down like this. And then the fin, the large fin at the end, was on the floor or hitting the table like that, and it actually started to bend. So if you look at my fin here, it's actually not as straight as it was as I was shooting the video. So just something to keep in mind. You could probably fix that by just getting it inside some hot water, or just kind of keeping it stiff, or laying it flat inside some books or something like that to kind of make it straight again. And that's probably what I'll do. But just so you know, like, don't lay your figure down like that with the fin on it. So you definitely, if you have to lay it down, lay them down face first. As far as accessories go, you're going to get these two closed-fisted hands that you see there. You get a chest plate that doesn't open. There is one that opens, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. You also get these two spikes here, and then they just come on and off like that. You also get everything that you see. So here's that chest plate that opens and closes, and it contains the Mega Smashers inside there. You get another closed chest plate, and I think they just did that just in case. You also get the extended versions of the Sonic Blade, so you get two for the short forearm part and then two for the long forearm part. And I gotta give Figma props for always coming with these little stands here, these little holders, but you also get all of these extra hands. So with these hands, you also get two relaxed open hands, and then two other hands that look like they grip something, and I think that you use these ones for when you're holding the Mega Smasher. Two open hands, and then here's another one that's kind of like a relaxed open hand. So yeah, these are the ones that you guys get when you get your Figma Guyver 3. You also get these arms crossed hands. They kind of come off like that, and then they snap together. The spikes or the Sonic Blades on here don't come off like they do on the regular arms, but let's go ahead and see what this looks like with these on. So the arms come off like so, and again, those spikes, watch out for those because those will poke you. They go on like this, and this one goes on, and then there you go, and then you snap this part into this part here, and it fits in pretty easily. And then now you get the Guyver with his arms folded, and he looks like a real tough guy, doesn't he? And then when putting on the Sonic Blades that are extended, just be careful because these things come off pretty easily, so you don't want to lose those. And they're really tiny, but they're slotted and they fit in real nice when you put the extended ones in. So once you do that, they fit in there pretty easily, and then they look like that when they're in. So that's pretty cool. The arm moves around really nicely. The the swords, the blades inside there, these longer ones, they don't move too much. They're like, these ones don't fall out as often as the tiny ones do. So just be careful about that. If you're moving them, if you're replacing them, put these ones somewhere safe, because they will fall out and then you will lose them if you're not careful. And then to remove the chest plate to put on the other one, you just remove that one, peg it in like so, and then now these ones open up, and then you have your Mega Smashers out. You can hold them like that, and I feel like those other hands are for like holding them out, but they don't really make contact, so you're just gonna have to angle your camera or your shot or whatever to make it look like he's holding it, because he doesn't really make good contact with those chest plates. We could talk about articulation now. So with this figure, as well as all of the other Figmas, you get excellent articulation. So let's start with his head. So his head can look up that high. He can look down that low. It swivels all around. You can actually kind of move the neck around like that a little bit. His arms go up like that. Not a double joint, but you get about 90 degrees. It goes all the way around, and you get a bicep swivel. You also get a swivel at the elbow. His wrist goes all the way around, and it goes up and down like that. At his torso, he has a nice ab crunch. He also has, I think it's like a diaphragm joint inside there, because you kind of move it all around like that. A double diaphragm joint, because at the waist you also get swivel, but you can also get that tilting motion there. His legs go up that high. It goes back that far. Joint at the knee, and you also get an ankle pivot, ankle rocker, and then you also get some toe articulation there. So yeah, good figure. All right, and that's it. That is Figma's Guyver 3, number 333 in that Figma line. Awesome figure. If this was something that you were on the fence about and you weren't sure, it's definitely worth that price point. I'd say if you're on the fence, this is something that you need to get. So stop wasting your time. I got mine at the Big Bad Toy Store. You can get yours there too. Once again, guys, I had a lot of fun reviewing this figure. This is Pomeroy TV, and thanks for tuning in.